Welcome back to Ego Classes. And again, we are here to improve your communication skills. So these are the fundamental classes. I believe we are into something like I can give you the platform. You guys can speak English spontaneously, confidently, and naturally. So today, I just want to clear some of the misconception about spoken English. You know, most of the time, you guys use something called myself, yourself, themselves. So how to use them? Most people have gone crazily wrong. They're using some words in different places. I don't think that's suitable. And sometimes you are going, it is completely wrong. So I'm going to give you a very nice idea how exactly you can use something called myself, yourself, themselves, herself, himself. Okay. In English, these are called reflexive pronoun. So how to use reflexive pronoun in your day-to-day conversation? This is the topic for today. So stay tuned. So there is something called reflexive pronoun. So whenever I say reflexive pronoun, this is something called myself, yourself, themselves, herself, himself, and itself. So these words are called reflexive pronoun. Got it? So I'm here to give you an idea how exactly you can use it. Correctly. So it's more important being an IT professional, whenever you're trying to face in a new interview, whether you are aspiring professional or you are something's called even you are on the floor. So whenever you're supposed to introduce yourself, you start with something called I, myself. Then you say your name. Got it? Most people say like this. I, myself, this one. Hello, myself, like Kailesh. I, myself, Bhagalakshmi. I, myself, Deepa. So whether it is wrong or right, let's try to find it out. I have already informed you a sentence starts with something called a subject. A sentence always starts with a subject. That is how the process goes in English. Whenever you are trying to speak English or you are trying to write English, the sentence should always start with a subject. So what are subject? Subject are called I, we, you, they, he, she, and it. These are called subject. Got it? So suppose I can give a lot of examples whenever I'm trying to speak English. Sequential, like no, I'm teaching you. You guys are listening to me. I'm going to the market. I'm studying. I'm going to appear in an interview like that. Endless examples can give. But my question to everybody: how come myself become the subject? You can say I am Kailesh or I am Deepa. I am Bhagalakshmi. I am Anima. I am Lalita. But how can you say myself Lalita? And how come this misconception and blunder come into the system? So which is absolutely wrong. You cannot say, you cannot start a sentence with myself or yourself. I have seen it. I can say Silas and myself have gone there. Myself, how can you say myself? What is myself? Myself is a reflective pronoun. And subject is called I, we, you, they, not. You know very well. These are called subjects. But our system teaches us that you can use hi whenever sitting in an interview. Most people start with, tell me something about yourself. Then you say, hello, everybody. Good morning. Myself, Prasanna. myself, anima. The question is that how myself becomes a subject. So which is absolutely wrong. It is absolutely wrong. Let me clear it. Let me make it ample clear. Let make it crystal clear that there is something called it is a wrong statement. But most people use that. And where we are miserable fail in an interview process. Or whenever you are in a floor, you are trying to have a discussion. Don't say that myself. Always start with I. I am Deepa. I am Anima. I am Sailesh. I am Bhaglakshmi. What is the problem in it? Most people say myself is modern. There is nothing called modern. There is nothing called modern. This is a wrong statement actually. And sometimes I wonder how these things comes into a system and people are completely habituated with it. Got it? So the first rule of reflexive pronoun, rule number one. The rule number one says, okay, I can say rule number one. Rule number one says a reflexive pronoun cannot be used as a subject in a sentence. A reflexive pronoun, reflexive pronoun, myself, yourself, themselves, or self of themselves. Okay, itself. A reflexive pronoun cannot be used as a subject in a sentence. So you cannot say myself, and that's perhaps one of the biggest blunder I've seen it many a times in past. Whenever I'm used to take interview, and people say, "Hello, sir, myself, Akhilesh, myself, Arunima, myself." Sometimes they wonder, and those who have a good communication skill and they don't understand how we can say myself. Myself is completely wrong. Don't use myself at the beginning of a sentence. I'm going to give you some rules and regulations where exactly you can use myself, themselves, other things. But don't use myself at the beginning of a sentence. Like you cannot say hi, myself, this one. No, you can say hi, I am, or my name is. So my name is something called old fashioned. So people don't use it. People should use that hi, I am Akhilesh. Hello, I am Sailesh. I'm going to tell something like you can say all. Now it's pretty clear to everybody. Is it loud and clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Everybody,
Yes, sir.
please. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Bhaglakshmi ma'am, Deepa ma'am, Sailesh sir, everybody, please. Are you getting
Yes.
my point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is pretty, you have to clear it out. This is most of the time you guys are going wrong crazily. Most people don't know like how things are happening. They simply follow the process. And the process is the wrong process. They follow from one person to another. But let me tell you very honestly that myself, this is completely wrong. You can say, you can argue with me, sir. I have seen it. A lot of people are saying that. Are they wrong? Of course. What is wrong is wrong. I have already tell you. Some of I believe most people are unmarried because you are very young, energetic, and aspiring professional. So sometimes whenever your marriage happens, there is something called marriage anniversary people used to celebrate. Hey, happy marriage anniversary. No, it's not marriage anniversary. It's wrong. This is called happy wedding anniversary. This is something called happy wedding anniversary. Because what is marriage? Marriage is a process. It has a different stages. That is called marriage. But wedding happens one day. Suppose, marriage starts from it is a ritual, depend upon community to community. If you take Odisha, I think it is a 4 to 5 days rituals. If you take a guy from Marwari communities like in Rajasthan and other things, I think it's a 10 days affair. And if you take a Bollywood or Hollywood like that, they have their own culture. So marriage is a process. It is a completely process. But wedding happens one day. That you know very well. That's why it has been written X wed Y. So that is called wedding day. If somebody is getting married today, that means today is 13th of this month. So next year, 13th of this month, he is going to celebrate the wedding anniversary. But most people, close to 99% people say happy marriage anniversary. Check it out. Check it for yourself in the dictionary, or you can check in Google whether it is marriage anniversary or wedding anniversary. You know, very few people, only 5%. If you take example of 100%, only 2%, maybe 3%, max to max, they use happy wedding anniversary. Plus, close to 97% people say happy marriage anniversary because you are trying to translate it. It happens due to translation. I say translation is not the right way to speak English. Are you getting my point, everybody? Yes or no? Clear? It's loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, which
So,
can
yeah,
we use myself or yourself?
I'm going to tell you, ma'am. This is the rule number one. The reflexive pronoun cannot. These are good rules. Let me give you the examples where exactly. Now I'm coming to the point. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is the rule number one. You can take a screenshot. Okay. Please take a screenshot. Recordings are always available, but for your benefit, whenever you want to doubt, you can take a screenshot. Okay. So this is something called, okay. Then I'm going to give you rule number two. And rule number two say where exactly you can use the reflexive pronoun. So rule number two is something called very interesting also. Okay. So what does rule number two say? Rule number two say that if subject become the object, if subject become the object, you can use reflexive pronoun. So you might be wonder what is a subject? Object okay, I have. Let me give you an example. Okay. Let me explain what do you mean by subject, what do you mean by an object in a sentence. That you can very much identify. You can spot it quickly without any additional problems. Let me give an example. Suppose you say, I am eating a mango. This is a sentence I have given you.
Sir, can you
That's
please
pretty.
repeat
Which one?
the rule number two?
When subject becomes the object of a sentence. When subject becomes the object of the sentence. So I'm going to explain it. Okay. I'm going to explain the same thing. Like when subject becomes the object of the sentence, then you can use reflexive pronoun. So let me make it ample clear. I'm going to explain that. Nothing to worry. Once my experience is over, I'm sure you will be able to understand that. So let me write a sentence before you. One is called, I am eating a mango. That you know, I is the subject. This is called the subject. And this is called the helping verb. HP. Okay. It helps the main verb. And this is called the main verb. So here, mango is called the object. Why mango is called the object? Because look at the things. What is the concept of object? Object is something that work is being done on it. जहां पर मतलब work done होता है, like no, I have to tell that that's an object. Look, here I am eating. It is action. I is the subject, and here eating is the action. Action is happening on what? Mango. So action is being performed on something. That something or somebody. It can be something or it can be somebody. I'm going to give another example. So whenever action is being performed on something or somebody, so that is called an object. Let me give you another example. The mother is beating the child. Here the mother is the subject. Mother is the subject because he is doing the action. Beating is the action. Action is being performed. Beating kahan par hota hai? Child. So child is called the object. Are you getting my point, everybody? Yes or no? Here, how to identify the object? Object is something. It can be something. It can be somebody on which you are trying to apply the action. Look at the things. I am holding a marker. I am holding a marker. I is the subject. Hold is the verb. Action kahan par ho raha hai? This is something called the like marker. So marker is something called the object. So object is something the actual action is being performed. Whenever the actual action is being performed on something or somebody, here the action is being performed, mother is executing the action. What is the action bit? And child is the point, or it is the a person on which the action is being performed, on whom the action is being performed. So this is called object. I am eating a mango. So eating kahan par ho raha hai, like mango. So mango is the object. Now you understand what is the difference between a subject and object. Everybody yes or no? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, ask me. It's loud and clear to everybody. At least say
Yes,
yes, or you
yes,
can put
yes, sir.
a thumbs up mark. No need of
Yes.
asking if if you're having any problems. There is a thumbs up mark. You can check it out in the. You can put a thumbs up mark so I can understand that you guys really understood it. Okay. Anyway, take a screenshot of this one. I want to write something for you.
Sir, what is that MB?
Sorry,
MB.
MB matlab. This is called MB. That is called main verb.
Okay.
This is called the main verb. Okay. Please take a screenshot.
And sir, HB is?
Helping verb.
Yes.
Helping verb.
Shailendra ji, please.
Yes, sir. HB, sir, what is that?
Is it the something called? Check it out. This is called. I'm going to take a class on something called verb. This is called the helping verb.
Okay,
It
okay.
helps the main verb. H stands for helping. V stands for verb. So helping verb, and this is the main verb. MV matlab main verb. So if you say I eating, it's not grammatically sustainable because you have to use I am eating. So am is called the helping verb in English. Okay. So I put it. Got it? Clear? Everybody? Okay. So right now, look, in a sentence, there are two objects are there. Sometimes in a sentence, you can find it one object. Here the mother is beating the child. I am eating a mango. So there is a one object here. Whenever there is one object, you call it the direct object. If there are two objects in a sentence, you call it indirect object, you call it direct object. So how to find it out? Check it out. Okay. Let me give another example. Because I am trying to explain it, this concept. Object kya hai, subject kya hai. If you know that clearly, then you can use it. The concept is loud and clear. Okay. So let me write it for you. Okay. You can say, okay, my father has, my father has brought a pen or a mobile for me. Check it out. Here it is a sentence. It's a complete sentence. My father is the subject. This is the subject. My father is the subject because my father is performing the action. What is the action? Brought. This is the main verb, and this is the auxiliary verb or helping verb. So this is the verb. And actually, what he brought? Pen. So this is the direct action. My father brought the pen. Obviously, this is the direct. So this is the direct object because this is something called direct. Okay, this is called direct object. And who got the benefit? I got the benefit. Me, for me, मेरे लिए. So for me, मतलब this is me is the indirect object. So in a sentence, if there are two objects, one should one should become something called the direct object, other will be indirect object. Remember, the direct object means action is performed on it, and indirect object means it is the beneficiary. मतलब इसको बेनिफिट मिलता है. सपोज लेट मी गिव अनदर एग्जांपल. I am or the postmaster delivered a letter to me. The postmaster is the subject. Delivered, verb. What he deliver? A envelope or something called a letter. So letter is called the direct object to me. So who got the benefit? Kisko benefit mila? Me. So I become something
Indirect.
called indirect. Now are you getting my point, everybody? Okay. So whenever there is a sentence like this is a direct object and there is called indirect object. Right? Check it out. I have already informed you. When the like who is the check it out. The sentence, everybody. Now yeah, I'm going to explain it. The difference between subject equal to object. मैं बताया था ना आपको like everybody was so how to sir object becomes the object. Okay, here my father. My father is a different person and me is a different person. Yes or no? Are they same? No. My father and me are different. We are connected. We are related. But I can say my father equal to I. Is it possible? Never. Okay. So my father is called the subject and me is called the indirect object. They are two different things. Right now, suppose subject become the object. That means I, in place of my father, I have to say I. I have to say I. That means I have. I cannot use has. I have to use with have. I have brought a pen for me. Wrong. I have brought a pen for myself. Subject becomes object. You have to use a reflexive pronoun. That means you can say I have brought a pen for myself. I have brought a pen for myself. Because here, look, if I becomes the subject, so they are the same. I and me referring to the same person. But whenever I say my father and me, they are two different persons. They are not different. Look at the here I say subject equal to object. यहाँ पे subject object they are two different things. अलग अलग है. But here if you say I have brought a pen for me, most people say like this, which is absolutely wrong. You have to say I have brought a pen for myself, not for me. Now it's loud and clear to everybody how we are trying to use myself. Everybody, yes, yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Suppose Bhagyalakshmi ma'am is cooking for her or is cooking for herself.
Yes, sir.
If I say
Yes, sir.
Bhagyalakshmi is cooking for
Herself.
Herself.
absolutely,
Herself.
but you guys say cooking for her. If you say like suppose Anima ma'am is trying to chop vegetable. So unfortunately, like she caught her finger. So he caught her or he caught herself.
Caught.
He caught
Cut
herself.
herself.
That's what.
Herself.
Cut herself.
So that means when the subject becomes the object, most of the time, whenever you are trying to speak English, how can you say, hey, where are you going? Silas, are you going? I'm going to purchase a start for me. No, I'm going to
Myself.
purchase a start for myself.
Myself.
That's the thing. So this is called actual English. Whenever Indians speak, look on there, he purchased abroad for me. No, no, no. Because it's equal to subject equal to object. That you have to understand. So most people don't understand the concept and they keep on speaking English, knowing that they have no it. That's the problem. And you guys are professional or aspiring professional. Whenever you try to speak English, it should be completely natural. And this is called, if you say, I have brought a pen for me. No, it may appear good for you. It may appear absolutely correct. No props for you. Oh, okay, fine. हो जाएगा कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है बट बिलीव माय फ्रेंड्स बिलीव मी दिस इज रॉन्ग द राइट one is called I have brought a pen for myself. I have done it. Whenever you say who is cooking for you, hey, I am cooking for myself.
Myself.
That's why I am writing. That's why most of the time we say, hey, do it for yourself. I'm telling, hey guys, why are you wasting your time? Yeah, read something, sir. Do it for yourself, not do it for you. No, do it for yourself. That means आपको आप काम करना है. Like that you have to say, I have done something for me, so that's not me. It is for myself. So when the subject become the object, now this concept is clear to everybody. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please take a screenshot. This is called our rule number 2. Clear? Right now, let me take you to the rule number 3. That's quite interesting. Okay. So rule number 3. What does the rule number 3 say? Okay. Most of the time, you might have heard something called by plus reflexive pronoun. So what is called by plus by myself, by hotel, by himself? What do you mean by that? That means nothing. It's a very simple thing. Alone, without any support. Got it? Suppose you are doing a work without any support. You can say, hey, I have done it by myself, not for myself. Got it? For myself means you are doing for your own. खुद आपके लिए काम कर रहे हो. That is called for yourself. But by matlab that you have done it alone, but nobody supported you or nobody participated it. Suppose you have completed a task for yourself. Then you can say, I have done it by myself. Matlab alone. Okay. You can say, suppose you say, sir, if I can say alone, chalega. But it's not natural English. If you say, I have I have completed the task, completed the project alone. I have completed the project by myself. Okay. So I mean to say both have the same meaning. There's no tangible difference. You can find it out between the two sentences. But this is something called ordinary English. And this is called actual English, professional English, natural English. Like, no, hey, what are you doing here? Hey, who did this? I've done it by myself. By myself. Hey, Sudden, how are you doing? I am doing it for myself, yeah. By myself. Matlab, without anybody's support, I can say, wow, you have completed this project within stipulated time. How did you do it here? Like, who did you support you all? Hey, nobody here. I did it by myself. By myself. Matlab, who? Nobody supported you. Alone. Got it clear? Everybody, yes or no? Yeah? Are you getting my
Yes,
point?
sir.
Yes,
Everybody.
sir.
So this is something called the way you have to use reflexive pronoun. But sadly, you know how to use reflexive. Sir, myself silent. That's the problem. That's why I don't understand how people have been using it. I was completely, in fact, I was sitting in an institute, and there was a guy who was working for quite a long time with, I think, IBM. And she was telling, sir, I never heard it like this. This concept was absolutely unknown to me. I thought this was correct because most IT professional like you, believe me, most IT professional or aspiring IT professional. Aspiring matlab you want to be, right? I believe Silent like Anima ma'am, Deepa ma'am, Lalita ma'am, or anybody, Bhagyalas ma'am, I think is placed. So you guys wanted to be you want to be a professional. Matlab, I can call you aspiring professional. You aspire to do something. Okay. So most aspiring professional, they're very good at their product knowledge, their tech knowledge. They have a very versatile knowledge in tech. But the problem is that whenever it comes to like this communication skill, they're not pretty clear on certain concepts, and that's why the major will fail whenever they're trying to communicate an idea. And that's the biggest problem in India. Half of the tech push, those wanted to be employable, there's a problem with them. That is something called the UA communication. Communication is not about only speaking English. You know how to speak English, but actually, are you trying to say English correctly? Somebody can say, okay, I have done it for me. आपको तो ऐसा ही लगा. But actually, though have learned it, because no, I have done it for myself. So for me and for myself, though it appears almost same, but they are two different structures. For me, it's wrong. My father has brought a pen for me, correct? He got a pen for me wrong because here I with the subject and me is the same person. So I have purchased. Sometimes you खुद के लिए कुछ purchase करते हो. Like suppose Anima ma'am purchase a new mobile. I'll ask Anima ma'am, you got a new mobile? Hey, who has gifted? No, yeah, I purchased it for myself. Like that you have to say. But I purchased it for me. Most people say like this. So they don't know the difference between me and myself. Most people don't know. And this is why these small mistakes sometimes, just pile up, and they create a blunder. And sometimes you're not able to speak correctly. And you feel that I'm working in a tech environment. I know the tech knowledge. I have a good, academic background. So I can survive. That's okay. I don't discredit your tech background. That's absolutely required. To survive in a software field or in a global field like IT and other related industry, you need that product knowledge. But believe me, there is another knowledge that is called your soft skill or communication skill. That is going to, it's just like a survival technique. It is going to teach you how to survive in a global market. A lot of people are being laid off these days, and those who have a poor communication skill, I think they are the first victims of the pile of defense. But if you know that how to communicate in a different way. You know how to communicate with your HR people, with your TL, with a product manager. Obviously, you have the better chance of surviving any situation. It doesn't matter whether it is a great recession, it happens in the global front, or something happens in the US market or any third world countries. It doesn't matter to you because you are already equipped with two things: your product knowledge and your communication. So two things are vital. It's just suppose you just you want to you are a bird. So one wing is not enough. Two wings are enough. Just like you are working something. Suppose I say my one hand got cut off. So with one hand, it's very difficult for me to do every work. It is just becomes I become a hub all day. The same thing happens. Like you have two hands instead of one is called your tech knowledge, the other is called your communication skill. The two things you are going to be stronger. You are going to be swifter, and whatever the things are going to come on your way, you can easily finish it up. So that's why I always inform you, just give me some time, at least 3 months of a valuable time that you spend here is going to create a golden career opportunity for you another 30 years. That's the thing. That's 100%. Believe me, I work with some of the better companies or best company in the world, where exactly I find it out. Most people, underestimate the value of communication. They underestimate. मेरे को पता है ना, मैं तो बोल सकता हूँ. The way we're telling what is spoken English or broken English. This is somebody say, I have completed the project alone. So this is ordinary English. This is not wrong. This is not broken English. This is called ordinary English. But you are an extraordinary fellow. You are handling IT and other things. You become a part of a global tech force. And whenever you become or you wanted to become or something you aspire to become a tech global workforce, your language should also come up with that way. You have to put in a different orbit yourself. That's very important and vital for you. Are you getting my point, everybody? Yes or no? Clear? It's loud and clear.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Any further questions you have, you can ask me right away. Do you have any further question?
No, sir.
This is clear. Right now, you have been with me, Bhagalaxmi ma'am. I think that yesterday you were off due to some problems. I don't know, recording is available, and I believe Lalita ma'am has been continuously attending my class. Anima ma'am also attending class, and Deepa ma'am, I think she has attended 2 or 3 classes, and Salisthi, I think 2 or 3 classes you have attended. So I just need your feedback on the various classes you are attending and how this, because I want to take your, the way of you are trying to speak, you are trying to express your ideas. Okay, it's not about praising me. Whenever I ask you, how do you like my class? Don't feel that I want you to tell some good about me. It's not required because I know what I am. So basically, I just want to test the way you are trying to convey your idea. Look, everybody can say a lot of things, but there are certain people in the society, they have the convincing power. So in Oriya or mother tongue, suppose Deepa ma'am and Lalita ma'am, they are good at Hindi. That's their mother tongue. So like Silencer, Anima ma'am, and Bagilex ma'am, you are Oriya guys, and you are good at Oriya. That's okay. You can convince me or convince anybody. You can convince any guy in the world in your own mother tongue. But whenever it comes to a foreign language just like English, are you able to convince him? That's the point. That's the point. The challenge is doesn't that you don't know how to convince. You know, you have the expertise. The problem is that most people are not able to translate the idea. You know something, but that know something, matlab, I need to know that. So you have to communicate me properly. Without communication, I don't believe that is going to help you all. So that's very important. So Anima ma'am, could you please give your experience so far? I believe you have attended 7 to 8 classes you have attended in this particular, I mean, session. So could you please give your idea, like, how is and I mean, what things you have learned so far, and what is your or what you can say? What's your idea on the particular platform, and how we are improving? Let's give a brief, just knowledge for others. The
Yes, sir.
briefer, yeah.
Sir, first, sir, your teaching style and is very attractive and also excellent. And through this section, I know some important word like collocation. Collocation is very important, but I did not know what is collocation. And also, I think spoken is not necessary now, but when I study spoken English, is very necessary for myself. I know, and I I believe after 2 or 3 months, I confidently tell and frequently can I tell spoken English.
Okay. So, ma'am, you tell something called study and learn. Okay, you say study, and there is something called learn. Remember, whenever you are trying to capture a new skill, that is called learn. Whenever I learn spoken English, study, whenever you are I'm studying engineering. The study is related to a course, that is university level course. Like you can say, I'm studying mathematics, I'm studying fluid engineering, I'm studying this one, I'm studying that one, I'm studying humanities. But you are learning. Learn means you are acquiring a raw product, you're trying to equip yourself with a new skill. Okay. So whenever you're trying to say, I'm studying spoken English, I don't think it's appropriate to say, you can say, I'm learning spoken English. Anyway, great job. I believe you are able to speak right now. You have improved. I think it's a dramatic improvement over the few days. Whatever I see, the day I met you, it was not that much of fluent, but I can say the confidence level has gone up a manifold. I'm sure there is exponential rise in your spoken English also. The way you try to express your ideas. Uh, Kudos to you, and I'm sure you are going to rock in the future. Lalita ma'am, your views so far. Lalita ma'am, I believe you have some tonsil problems on the other day. Are you able to speak?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
No
okay, fine.
issues, sir.
Okay, fine. Please continue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Actually, I used to attend the classes. The time around 5:30, and I used to listen all the classes. But late, initially, I couldn't pick up the topics what you are explaining. Later, I realized that I have to practice these words. I have to use these words in real time so that I can learn better and I can be better expressive. So I realized that, and only couple of days back only I started learning those words, sir. I'm really happy with the classes, and I just want to see myself better speaking.
Absolutely. You can do, because your wording, spacing, everything is fantastic. But somewhat there is a but you need nagging accuracy. So you're speaking good. I don't have any problems with spoken English, but I do have problems your spacing of the actual words, and that's what the
Yes,
words have become. Not become problem for you. I'm sure you can gallop. Okay. Kudos to you,
okay.
ma'am. Bhagyalakshmi ma'am, Can I have a few words from you? If you are able to speak, you can speak. Bhagilakshmi ma'am, is it possible for you to can speak a little bit?
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, ma'am, please. I believe you're not audible, ma'am. A little bit, please.
Hello.
Turn off your, yeah, right now it's audible, please.
Yes, sir. In this class, I learned very new words and collocations and how to speak.
Okay,
I'm sure that after 3 months, I'll able to speak clearly and
absolutely. That you can do. Kudos to you. Anyway, you have done that thing. Nothing to worry.
Sir,
Don't look. Yeah,
sir,
please.
can I speak something?
Of course, why not? You can go on. You can. Yeah,
Sir,
please.
how to improve word power, sir? I want
That
to
I'll
have
give you,
more.
ma'am. Look,
Okay, sir.
Rome is not built in a single day. So every great efforts or every great things happens over the time. Okay. So nothing to read, but what I can find it out. Basically, the way you are trying to speak these days was marvelous. I am quite impressed. I'm really, it is a fantastic job you're trying to carry out. And believe me, just allow me another, this week is over almost. And the coming week itself, and whenever you're coming in the next week, I'm sure I'm going to teach you some vocabs. Vocabs means that is all of the things that I'm going to tell you. We are going to like adopt a lot of new, technology, something called various techniques, like how to improve your communication. So we'll go for JD also. We'll go for some, mock session. That everything should be done. Once, just you, whenever I find some words that you're making mistake. So obviously that then and there itself I'll rectify that. So it is
Okay,
just like a zigzag motion. Okay, nothing to worry. Okay. Shailesh, I believe you have attended a few classes. So still, it is not appropriate for me to ask, but I'm eager to ask you, how do you like the classes so far, and what is your experience so far you have carried forward?
So far, I'm enjoying the classes, and I believe if I practice more and more, I will be good at English. But I can speak. I can also speak frequently.
Absolutely. Okay. Salenji, for everybody, you say that I enjoy. Everybody say enjoy. This word is very important in our life because whenever we are going for a party, whenever I'm going for any kind of party, it's a sort of party. It can be a birthday party. It can be a marriage function. It can be Bharat party like people used to dance in the street. So you always say this, I enjoy. But do you know the sentence is technically wrong? You say wrong? Why it is wrong, sir? I enjoy. No, I enjoy myself. You have to use reflexive pronoun to enjoy. That's always take. Just like no, I'm looking at the board. Art is mandatory. So you have to say, I always enjoy myself. I enjoyed myself at the party. Enjoyed, if you say enjoy, it's wrong. Enjoyed myself. My mother enjoyed herself. My father enjoyed himself. The students enjoyed themselves. So enjoy is a word, particular word. Remember, it's a very particular word that always take a reflexive pronoun after that. You suppose still enjoy herself. I enjoy myself. Got it? Clear? It's loud and clear. LNG,
Yes, sir.
please rectify the mistake. Okay? For
yes,
everybody.
sir.
Okay? Please rectify the mistake. So whenever I try, I enjoy myself. So you say, sir, I enjoy. Is there in wrong? Look, as a non-native speaker, sometimes you don't understand the difference. But whenever you're trying to, I'm trying to analyze, I want to put in a global map. That's all. I don't want you to speak English just like an ordinary Indian. I want you English because to be an ordinary Indian, you know Hindi, you know Oriya, you know your mother tongue, whatever it may be. So why you need to learn ordinary English? Why can't you step up? So that's my point. Okay. So whenever this is a mistake, look, whenever I try to speak something, I can rectify you. If you just keep mom, if you're not able to speak anything, if I'm skittish about something, then it's very difficult for me to say something because I need to rectify a mistake. Isn't available possible from my side. Okay. So you have to say I enjoy myself a lot in. Thank you. Thank you, Salesh, for your good comments.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir, for the rectifying.
And Deepa ma'am, possible for you to say something about the classes?
Um, the way you teaching us is very nice, and right now I am not in appropriate place to talk anything. Uh, okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Well done. So basically what happens, a wonderful bunch, like all I can say, because you are into a aspiring take and different people from Northeast, people from South India, people from Odisha, a lot of people have, and you have been joined here. But let me take it one thing very seriously, that just keep yourself always ready to speak native speaker. Be a native speaker. And whatever it takes in your side, I'm here to help you out. And whenever I'm trying to rectify mistakes, I'm trying to say something, it is my sincere request and advice to everybody. Just pick it up. जैसे मैं बोला आपको like I enjoy myself. You cannot say I enjoy. I enjoy. Most people say I enjoy. It's not wrong with you. Whenever I say I'm trying to rectify your mistake, take it a positive way. Because this is something you learned today. So
Sir,
this is, yeah,
sir,
yeah,
it
please.
can be like enjoying myself.
Of course,
Doubt.
I am enjoying myself. If you
Okay.
say I am enjoying myself, but normally, enjoy is something called a non-progressive verb. Enjoy happens here. Or sometimes you are dancing, you are enjoying, you can say, I'm enjoying myself. That is possible also. Okay. So the way you would want to, you can say, I'm enjoying myself. I enjoyed myself yesterday. I have enjoyed myself today. Okay. I'm enjoying myself right now. Suppose somebody is going to call you. Silas,
I
where are you?
enjoyed the party.
I enjoyed myself the party.
Okay.
I enjoyed myself. मतलब
Myself.
कौन एंजॉय किया? Who enjoyed?
Myself. Yes.
आप enjoy किए ना, so इसलिए myself is mandatory. So this is
Okay.
just like, this is, you have to put it in your mind every time. If you say like, I suppose I take it out, Bhagilat ma'am was dancing on the floor. Suppose she's my teammate, I can say, I saw the other day Bhagilat me was enjoying herself. Matlab he was enjoying, no, he was enjoying herself in the party. Suppose you have a room here and there. I say, how was the experience? Oh my God, it was awesome. I enjoyed myself a lot. So this is how the spoken, I mean the English being spoken. But most of the time we are going pretty wrong. No. Okay. So how many classes you have taken? Already 4 classes? Yes or no? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Wednesday.
These 4 classes.
Yes.
I believe tomorrow I'm not sure I'm going to take your class, but Saturday, Sunday will be completely off day for you because I have committed to take 4 classes in a week. Let me take it out. If possible, tomorrow itself I'll put a message like I'm going to meet you all. Otherwise, we are going to meet on Monday, 100% without a fail. So let me check it out
Okay.
whether possible or not tomorrow. Because I have
Okay,
some,
sir.
if I have some other commitment, I'm sorry to say that we may not meet. But I'm sure we are going to meet on Monday without fail because that is scheduled. 4 days classes I'm going to give you without
Yes,
any
sir.
problems like you have taken it. But I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure about my, my availability for tomorrow. May I'll be tired of. I'm not sure. Okay. So anyway, thank you all and for your good comments, for your encouragement and for your, lovely words that really encourage me to put you in a different orbit. Keep learning. I'm sure you have to open up your eye most of the time because learning is always a fun. I always enjoy everything that has come to me. So whenever you're with me, just enjoy the process. And one day you can speak English without your knowledge, and you will be really surprised to yourself. Oh my God, today I'm speaking talk. When Silas will be telling, what, yeah, within 3 months I'm speaking this much of English. Unbelievable happens to me. Sometimes you are also crazy about it. How come it happens? Like, no, whenever I started to speak before in mirror about me, I say, how come it happens within this much time? Look, it is all about your, dedication, determination, devotion, all the things. But just enjoy the process. Learning language is not about mental stress. It's not about mental stress. It is all about enjoyment. आप यहाँ पे हैं, just enjoy the process. आपको enjoy process करना है because you are learning a new skill. Whenever trying to learn a new skill, you should enjoy yourself. Otherwise, there is no point of learning a new skill. Okay. Thank you all. See you guys very soon.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
sir.
much.
Sir, thank you, sir.